All right, let's get to it. This video is about rituals. Rituals are held and taking place all over the earth. The elite do rituals hidden, hidden in plain sight behind rituals, stuff that we're not aware of constantly. NASA, here she goes to explain how NASA, the launches are rituals. This is going to blow your mind because it blew my mind. It did. It did. It's the disrespect from Esau for me. Like just the disrespect. He's so disrespectful. That's why you're gonna get burnt up. But anyway, so she goes to say about how she knows she got, a person on the inside that worked for NASA that she know. He's one of the people that is a part of the launches. You know those little people that are sitting down and doing the launches like blast off, the people behind the little booths and stuff with the headphones on. He's one of those people. So she got one of those guys that's an inside person to tell her what's going on and what's the tea. So we're going to listen to what she got to say. Let's go.
About my friendship with Tyler was that he was part of the space program. He was really integral into the space program. He launches, these rockets and works with SpaceX and that type of thing. And what I found out, which he actually did not know, and I pointed it out to him, was that the whole thing was a ritual. The whole thing was ritualized. So they identified certain time periods astronomically when it would be beneficial to launch. And they also had, the rockets had Roman gods on them. And they also had Latin, first century Latin, not medieval Latin. It wasn't Catholic Latin. It was basically imperialistic Latin. And so, and everybody had to stay in their own space. Like there was a place where they had to stay. They wore the same clothes for every mission. And they ate the same food.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Are you referring to a SpaceX launch? I missed that.
Yeah. Well, not all SpaceX launches, just certain of them with Tyler involved. And so when he would be involved launching these satellites into space, a lot of times they'd be with SpaceX because that's who they used.
I see.
So they would go, they've been doing this it looks like from the 1950s onward, they've been doing this ritual. And they would even have like a chaplain there. And, it was very ritualized. And so I noticed that and I asked him about it and I said, do you know that this is first century Latin that's written on these rockets? And he said, no, I didn't know that. He didn't even know it was Latin. And so we read them, I translated them all and I said, this says that. And I said, who up there in space is going to be reading this? Like, why would you put that on there? That seems so strange. And he said, well, I imagine it's for them. And I said, okay, who are they, And so he just didn't say anything.
Winter is here, and I love video games.
He didn't say anything. Why Tyler ain't say nothing? He gonna talk about video games. Why Tyler ain't say it's for them? Who is she like? Who is them? He like nothing. So Esau basically is painting and writing and putting things on the sides of rockets since the 1950s going outside into the atmosphere for them to see. Writing things in Roman, writing things in Latin, having pictures up on the rocket. For who to see? Like, yeah, why would you put that on there? You sending it into orbit. We know you ain't really go to the moon for real. But we know you could possibly have went to orbit. That's right there outside of, up there. That's not hard to get to. They can't get outside the Van Allen radiation belt. So you ain't never been to the moon because you can't get past the belt. You can only go up in the orbit. Stop playing. So up in orbit, yeah, they can see you. Right up there right by the firmament. So you painting stuff on the rockets for them to see. Disrespectful shit, I'd imagine. We gonna get to what they put on that rocket because they got pictures about what they put on the sides of them rockets for the people out in space to see. For who. For the angels. See, that's what I'm saying. Esau is taunting and mocking the angels. And that's why they revving up to come and beat your ass. Cause you playing in their face. And I know that I know that feeling. Cause you playing everybody's face, Esau. And it take a saint. It's got to take a saint of the Lord from not drilling off in your ass. You up there throwing up gang signs to the angels like, yeah. That's a direct threat. And that's why you about to get blasted on. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to just go on my tangent. You know how I get angry.
So does this mean that Elon Musk himself is putting those messages there? Like Elon is a believer in ETs and so on, or is it just one of the staff members?
No. This is beyond. This is way before Elon, so it has nothing to do with him. His company is just a company that does the launches to get the satellites up, but he has nothing to do with creating the satellites or of putting the Roman stuff on them. Nothing at all to do with that. That was definitely predates him. So what does it mean though?
What was written on it?
Yeah, so to me it looks like what people have called like exotheology or astrotheology. It's this kind of, well, I call it, it's not a specific religion, but it's a religiosity of people who are involved in the space program. And it's this, it's Roman. The United States kind of considers itself Roman. Look at our, architecture and that type of thing. We're like the new imperial place, right? And so
Bam. You see what I'm saying? Bam. Keynote, nugget, aha moment, light bulb. We in Rome. I was just watching Elder Apostle we was in Atlanta, and he was looking at all of the architects and this plaque that had to be in the center of this space. I'm pretty sure it probably was a triangle space or a circle space or a square space. The floor probably had that. But it was esoteric in a way, a sense of saying, yeah, they were basically gloating about the fact that they had conquered the children of Israel on this plaque, this platform. And they were reading it, and it was talking about Norva Seclorum. You in Rome. And then I got to thinking, and I seen a video talking about how the Mississippi River is the Nile. I remember I was telling y'all about how it's pyramids in different states all across this bitch, and how they got high places, and they have basically a construct of these buildings are structuralized. These different places, they're points on the planet for esoteric worship and sacrifice, and a place where blood was spilled at a high level, and all of these areas, these connecting areas, these signs that they leave outside in parks and that they leave in centers of cities, these idols that they put up, points of power. They all are connected. Remember, I got to telling you about how DC is sitting on a pentagram. So there are these points of power that they use to generate energies, generate emotions, generate things that you can't see are the most dangerous, okay? Even things that you can. They go back, things that you can see that are dangerous lead to things that are unseen that are just as twice or 10 times as dangerous. So everything that they do, hidden or in front of your face, is at the detriment to your spirit and your soul. So these things that they have set up, this place is a net, a internet of things, a matrix of things. We're in a global dominatrix meta matrix system. It's an invisible seal that Esau wants to put over you. That seal that will lock everything you in this bitch will be that RFID chip, okay? Once they Bluetooth you, that's it. But what I am saying is they're doing little things, big things like this behind the scenes to make sure everything is interlocked and will line up with their wicked agenda, aka the New World Order, aka mass murder, mass sacrifice, death of a planet. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me right there, but I had to explain that. So basically, remember when Hillary Clinton had went into, we've been trying to break that glass ceiling for thousands of years, and I'm pretty sure we put some cracks and dents in it. She said that. Well, those launches were gigantic needles to try to pierce the glass ceiling, the dome we are in. Because they know as far as they can go is into orbit. They can't get past that. So they keep trying to break through, and then they put their little evil spells and incantations and esoteric belief system of the way of the world on them spaceships, and sending it out there for the angels of the Most High to see, as if it's a threat or a mock, to be like, yeah, we got them down here. We got this whole place on lock, and what you gonna do about it? Ain't nothing you could do about it. Basically, this is what the way of the world. This is the way we run the globe. We run this planet. And we wish you would come down here and do something. That's basically what Esau's saying when he send them missiles and them launches into outer space. Because remember, they got the astronauts got the patches and all the esoteric shit on their uniforms. They eating. It's a ritual. It's a slap in the face, a middle finger ritual. This place got to burn. I'm so mad right now. I'm sorry, but we gotta finish watching this. Okay, now what was she saying? We're gonna go back a little bit so I was rambling. I'm sorry.
Roman, the United States kind of considers itself Roman.
Rome,
Look at our
Egypt, Babylon.
architecture and that type of thing. We're like the new imperial
Babylon
place, right? And so I think that's what it has to do with. They're using the images of gods and goddesses from Rome. And what does the Latin say? Here's something for you to check out. It's they were called patches. And have you seen those patches? Okay, so
haha, we don't know, or haha, we know but you don't.
Yeah, yeah. And so a lot of those are in Latin, and that's where you see, and a lot of those would be on the actual satellites. The images would be on the satellites, and then people who were working the mission, they would get the patch.
And so the haha part, was that on the satellite, or that was just on the patch?
Usually you just have the god or goddess and the image, like the dragon or something like that, on the satellite with the Latin phrase.
That's Esau
that accompanies
saying,
it.
yeah, I run
and
this
Latin
planet.
phrases are different for each launch.
You also mentioned there's a picture of that you were going to send to the audience at that time, because remember, I'm listening to the lecture, and you said, yeah, if anyone's interested, I'll email it to you. Can you email it to me so I can place it on screen right now? Or not right now, sorry, when I'm editing this. I'll make a note to remind you of that. Is that okay?
Yeah, I could get it right now if you want.
The image is being displayed right now.
Pause.
So if you're listening to this on the audio platforms, then I recommend you click the YouTube link in the description. What you're seeing is the high quality capture. Unfortunately, the source images are fairly low.
We could pause it though. We got the ability to pause this shit. Look at this. These are the patches that are on the astronauts when they get onto the space shuttle. Okay, I'm gonna zoom back so y'all can see these patches. These are the patches that are on the astronauts when they are boarding the space shuttle. I want to say that they're all esoteric. Well, they are. They're all demonic. Look at that. And then some of these things are on the side of the space shuttle going into outer space as if to mock the angels of heaven. Look at that one up there. This one right here. Look at that shit. I don't want it to get blurry. Anute, Septus, 45, far west. Look at the missiles going over the all-seeing eye and the pyramid. Look at this shit over here. What the fuck? This is the patches on the astronauts going into outer space. What the... Look. The planet being taken over by the dragon and the spear. You see that? Now that's the NASA symbol right there with that red thing going through, that spear through the planet. Yeah, this motherfucker is wicked. Omnis vestre substructio. Omnis vestre substructio. That's what that says. Et servus honoris. Norbis. That means Norbis. Orbit. Something about orbit. Look at that dragon over the planet. Oh my God. Classified flight test. Look at this. These are the patches that are on the astronauts going in the outer space, y'all. This is NASA right here. Rome. Rome, the dragon. Rome. Over the planet. These are the patches that they going out there. Melor Diablos. Woo, this shit. This is some wicked shit. The octopus. Nothing is beyond our motherfucking reach. Look at this shit, y'all. Atlas. Now, don't forget there are companies, too, that donate money. Billionaire companies, elite companies that donate money for these patches, that have these patches built. Because these are these companies' logos, these family, what are those things called? Family pillars. In a family, they got their family heirlooms. They got their family insignia on shit. Look at this. A lifetime of silence behind the green door. Look at this. 5 stars. You know what that represents. Look at this. Pan. The god Pan. Go look up the god Pan. That's the 3-headed snake. I forgot what the serpent. It ain't serpent. Serpent was the dog. I forgot what the name of that 3-headed serpent was. I forgot. This is some shit, y'all. This is going into outer space as if it's a middle finger to the angels of heaven. I want y'all to know. Let's keep going. This is crazy. This is some shit for your ass. Damn. Look at that. Vanderberg.
You also refer, or not you, someone referred to the president as a short timer.
Listen to this.
What does that mean?
Listen to this.
Yeah, so and I'd heard this from not just Tyler, but a lot of the people who were part of the program, that presidents are short timers, in the sense that there must be a program that's not a short time program, but a long time program, and therefore the presidents come and go, and therefore they're not given the information. Think of Tyler. Tyler's been doing this since he was at least 20 years old, and now he's in his 60s. I mean, that he's a long timer, and so he has a lot of information. And the presidents don't have all that information. They're only given the information that they need to know.
I know that we've mentioned Tyler's pseudonym plenty, and
hold on, pause with that. For the cause with that. Okay, that's vital information you need to know. So every president ever known to man has been a short or considered short timers, because the people, the elite that run the country, basically the global government, I call them, all the way down to NASA. These people have been doing these launches since 1940, 1950, 1960. Yeah, they've been working there their whole lives. And they just seen presidents in, presidents out, because presidents only got 4 years or 8 years to be there. So they look at it like, why would we divulge all this information over thousands of years that we've gathered into one human being when he only gonna be here for about 8 years, and we can't have him spreading and spilling all the secrets of the world? Because we know anything could happen to this mofo. He could croak, die, tell his wife, tell his kids, write a letter, anything. They cannot risk this type of information, this world information, this global information, on betting on one human being every 8 years. He's a human. He's a mere mortal. So we go and tell him how the world is really ran, and this is how things are ran, how you run a world behind the scenes. He could lose his mind and freak out. I was watching a video about how Jimmy Carter really found out about certain things about the alien space program, and he even was like, yeah, we can't reveal this to the public, because I'm pretty sure it implicates they motherfucking ass. That's why. I'm pretty sure it's all bad. They read somewhere where it was all bad, and it was all going to end very miserably for they ass, and they're actually the roaches and the plague on the planet, and they're the problem. They're the disease. They're the ones that need to be exterminated, and it's an outside source coming to do the extermination of they ass. They're the reptilians, and they about to get sprayed. They're the bugs that need to, and raid coming. So that's probably why Jimmy Carter was like, yeah, forever we're going to have to hide government secrets. We're just going to have to have global domination, and the public can never know about nothing, because we basically would be dry snitching, or if not in all, telling on ourselves that we are the actual problem. That's why they gotta hide everything from you, because they found out they the problem. And they about to get killed. And why if I was evil and wicked and run the planet, why would I tell y'all, yeah, that's my ass about to get chewed by my boss and I'm about to get murdered because I did all this horrible shit to the planet? So I'm not about to tell you how this about to end. We gonna make up a fake ass narrative about aliens, little green men and shit abducting people. We gonna lie about fairy tale shit, about water demons, mermaids. We gonna lie about UFOs. We gonna lie about giants. We gonna lie about gigantic dinosaurs still living in Africa. We gonna lie about portals. We're gonna lie about all the things of your dreams and nightmares, so we can keep our narrative, so we can keep our blessing, and we can keep running this planet and doing this forever and forever. And then we're going to eradicate anybody that comes against that system, or anybody that comes against our belief, our fake ass belief system. We got to kill their ass. Did I get that right, Esau? Am I close? So basically, the presidents are short timers, because global government and the elites are forever. So why would they spill the beans to you presidents? The presidents are just puppets to push the agenda of global government. Am I close? Or am I in the ballpark? Let me know if I'm tripping. If I'm tripping balls here. Let's go.
Everyone here knows who Tyler is, or what the story is around Tyler, so do you mind quickly just outlining that so that people can rewatch and say, oh, okay, now that makes sense. I didn't give the context to
Sure. Okay, so I wrote this book, I called it American Cosmic, in reference to the Russian cosmists, because to me, Russian Cosmist is a great book for any of our listeners, by, I think it's Henry Young.
My bad. Also, I just want to say, side note, that I heard Russia went into outer space first, America. That's the race to space. Well, yeah, Russia won it. And then y'all lied. That's why y'all had to go and hire Russian scientists and Russian cosmonauts to come over here and work with y'all, because, yeah, y'all didn't really know. They was a little bit more astute. Sorry.
And it's about the belief systems of the people who started the Russian space program. And so when I started American Cosmic and I met Tyler, he had a very similar belief system. And Tyler was this person who actually reached out to me. And he was part of a secret program. Now they're known not to be secret. And he had clearances and that sort of thing. And he worked for almost every space shuttle launch. Okay, and he's a mission controller. And he's a very fascinating person. I kind of kept him at a distance for about 1.5 years before I actually met him in person. And then he took me and Gary Nolan to New Mexico to an alleged crash site for UFOs, because he told me that UFOs from the 1940s. He told me that I didn't believe in UFOs. And he said, you only believe in them as kind of like imaginary things. He said, what if I showed you evidence that? And so this is where I was like automatically suspicious. I was like, wow, this is crazy, but I'll go. Because, it's still evidence. It's still data. Even if it's disinformation, it's still data. So anyway, so that's who Tyler is. Tyler's this fascinating space program person.
Do you believe that the government believes that they understand what's going on behind the UFO phenomenon?
No.
So they realize that they don't know what's going on, or you think that they have a handle on it?
I think that there's probably a number of, how in the United States we have Democrats and Republicans and things like that. I think that the government is pretty much, the space program is like that. There are different factions within it, and some of them are tasked with trying to figure this out, and some of them think they know what it is about, and some of them know, well, we don't know what this is about. So that's how I think it really is. It's compartmentalized, and that's why I use a lot of references to this movie and book called Fight Club, and it's basically about this person. Well, probably your audience knows, but that's what it looks like. So before it was the Invisible College, where people worked together, who were scientists, and they were secret. And
hold on. The first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club.
Probably your audience knows, but that's what it looks like. So before it was the Invisible College, where people worked together, who were scientists, and they were secret, and they were trying to figure out the stuff under the cover of secrecy. But then it morphed into, I think in the late 80s and early 90s, it morphed into Fight Club, where people didn't even tell each other what they knew in order to keep the secrets.
Do you believe that we're dealing with multiple phenomena that have different explanations rather than a single one?
Yeah, definitely.
So why do you think that?
Pause. I think that the higher ups above everybody, like the top tier higher up, they know that those are the angels of the Most High God. They know that. Like, there's no. They probably like send droplets of information down to your local government or like just presidential government. Like, yeah, well, they're aliens, blah blah blah. But I think top tier elite that really run this world, the secret hidden hand, really know that those are the angels of the Most High God. They know. Angels move interdimensionally. Okay? Everything else moves 3D. They're moving interdimensionally, bro. They're traveling light speed through shit that you could never. You could never. In and out, up and down, sideways, all obtuse, all types of ways. These things move at records unmatched. Okay, so there's no way that you could be like, oh, those are little green men. No, those are angels. They have cloaking mechanisms, anything you could think of through a spiritual aspect, they're doing it. So that's the thing with the white man. He likes to basically compartmentalize things. He wants to put everything in a box so that it can be controlled or explained. You can't explain spirituality though. So that's what I think that the government has a problem with. They're mad because they don't have the understanding of spirituality, because they don't have faith. So anything that challenges their narrative that they can't explain or compartmentalize, that they freak out. It's gotta be aliens, gotta be little green men. I mean, they don't know what to tell you. Because that would have to mean that they actually believe in that there's a God in order for them to be like them as angels moving like that. And since they don't believe in God like that, and they the wicked, and they just told you that they're the dragon, why would they tell you that them is really angels controlling and operating vehicles that you call UFOs, but really are chariots that move interdimensionally? They wouldn't tell you that because they don't believe in God. They think they are God. They have a God complex. So if I'm somebody that think I'm God or want to be God to have a God complex, that would mean I would have to lower my pride and be like, there is a God, and it's something over me. Esau got a narcissist. He a high level narcissist. So he's not about to do that. So why would he tell you that? Let's go.
Because they look very different. So orbs look different than Tic Tacs, which I don't even know if they are extraterrestrial. And there are things that like I could see from Catholic history from like, 1400, 1500 that looked like John Mack's abductions, and you can say, wow, that looks exactly like, it could come out of John Mack's book. I think it's called Abduction, actually, Human Encounters with Aliens. So yeah, those are different. I mean, I think they're different. I could be wrong, but they look different.
Have you seen this video, one video I believe, called Biblically Accurate Angels?
Yeah, I like that video.
Okay, I'll link it, or you can display some of it here for people to watch. Now, does anything that you've learned about the phenomenon ring true with those depictions?
Yeah. I mean, when you look, okay, so if you look at angels even, you have to say that even if you take this category...
I'm not about to get into how angels look, blah, 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 but this is what they say, seraphim. When they see... I just believe that when you see something, when they describe something floating in the sky with eyes all about around it and lights, they're talking about what y'all would call UFO, aka what we call chariots. This, I don't know what the Sam hell this is. It looked terrifying. I'm going to go on about my business because it's another video that I want to pull up. So... it's about this guy talking about how they were doing rituals on high mountains, and they took the Native Americans mountain that basically was a portal, and they wanted to put a gigantic telescope up there, and the Native Americans were fighting against that. So I was going to have a video about that, and I have a video also coming about islands. That's my big video about how nothing good happens on an island. So with that being said, this is too rich for my blood. I'm going to get out of here, and I want to say shalom.